What if I told you that a single car built in China just made every luxury automaker on the planet break into a cold sweat? Not because it's cheap, not because it's electric, but because it does everything better. More power, more range, more luxury, more technology for less money. This is not a car review. This is a wake-up call. And by the end of this video, you're gonna seriously question everything you thought you knew about the future of driving. Stay with me, because this one gets insane. Welcome back to AK Truthix, where we don't just follow the auto industry, we dissect it. Today, we're talking about the BYD Yangwang U7. And before you scroll past thinking, oh, just another Chinese EV, stop right there. Because this machine is doing something no Western automaker has managed to pull off, combining hypercar performance, Rolls-Royce level luxury, and military-grade technology all in one production sedan. We're talking over 1,300 horsepower, a 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds, a suspension system that reacts 1,000 times per second, a drag coefficient lower than anything Porsche or Lucid has ever built, and a price tag that doesn't just undercut the competition, it embarrasses it. Here's the wild part. China didn't build this car to compete with Tesla or BMW, it built this car to make them irrelevant. And if you watch this video to the end, you'll understand exactly why that strategy is working and why the traditional auto industry is quietly panicking. Let's start from the outside and work our way in, because every single detail of this car was designed with one goal: to prove a point. Exterior. First impression, this car looks like anger. Controlled, engineered, expensive anger. The front end uses what BYD calls a gate design, a massive illuminated signature that wraps around the nose like it's guarding a vault. But here's the detail most people miss. Those aren't just lights, they're a dense lattice of crystal LED elements that create depth and texture. It doesn't look like a headlight, it looks like jewelry. There's no fake grille, no pretend air intake trying to look like a combustion engine, just a clean, smooth shark nose front that channels air directly over the hood. And on that hood, two pronounced power bulges that run from the emblem straight to the windshield. It's a visual statement. This car has something under there, and it wants you to know it. Here's something that genuinely surprised me. The Yangwang U7 currently holds the world record for the lowest drag coefficient of any production sedan ever built, a CD of 0.195, lower than the Lucid Air, lower than the Porsche Taycan. That number matters because aerodynamics directly affect range, stability, and top speed. It's not a design choice, it's an engineering obsession. On the roof, you'll notice small raised modules. Those aren't styling elements, that's a suite of sensors, LiDAR, radar, and cameras, a 360 sensing system running constantly while you're driving. This car is mapping the world around you in real time. The side profile is massive, over 207 inches long, longer than a Porsche Panamera, but because of how the roofline slopes and the body is sculpted, it doesn't read as bulky, it reads as stretched, athletic, powerful. There's a deep crescent cut along the doors that catches light dramatically, making the car look like it's already in motion even when it's parked. 21-inch Aero-optimized wheels, massive perforated brake discs with color-matched calipers, and the paint. This isn't your standard metallic finish. It's a multi-layer process with depth that shifts color depending on how the light hits it. Stand next to a Tesla and compare. One looks painted. This one looks like liquid metal. The rear is equally aggressive, a full-width light bar with an internal honeycomb pattern that pulses when you unlock the car, an active rear spoiler integrated into the trunk lid that deploys automatically at speed to keep the rear end planted. From every angle, this car communicates one thing: we are done playing nice. Performance and powertrain. The Yangwang U7 is built on BYD's E4 platform, 4 independent electric motors, one at each wheel. Most performance EVs use 2 motors. 4 independent motors means every single wheel can receive a different amount of power in a different direction at a different speed, all simultaneously, all in milliseconds. Total output: 1,300 horsepower. Let that land for a second. A Bugatti Veyron, a car that cost over $1 million, made 1,001 horsepower and was considered the greatest engineering achievement of its generation. The U7 is a family sedan that beats it. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 2.9 seconds. That's physics bending fast for something that weighs over 6,600 pounds, heavier than a Ford F-150, but moving like it's half that weight. Because the four motors are completely independent, the car's control systems can make one front wheel pull forward while one rear wheel brakes slightly in the same instant to rotate the car through a corner with precision that passive suspensions can't match. On ice, on wet roads, in emergency maneuvers, the system is constantly calculating optimal torque at each wheel to keep you pointed where you want to go. The battery is a 135.5 kilowatt-hour Blade battery pack, BYD's proprietary cell-to-pack design that sits flat along the floor. For reference, a Tesla Model S long range uses around 100 kilowatt-hours. The U7 carries 35% more energy density, translating to real-world range approaching 500 miles. Even on aggressive highway driving, you're looking at well over 350 miles between charges. And charging? 500 kilowatts. Most DC fast chargers top out at 150 to 350 kilowatts. The U7 can accept 500 kilowatts, meaning roughly 200 miles of range in about 15 minutes. That's not a spec sheet claim. That's a genuine solution to range anxiety. Here's the feature that will genuinely blow your mind, and the one that every automotive engineer in Stuttgart, Munich, and Detroit should be losing sleep over. It's called DiSus-Z. Most premium vehicles use air suspension, airbags that inflate and deflate to adjust ride height and stiffness. Sophisticated, but pneumatic, slow, and it has a ceiling. The Yangwang U7's DiSus-Z replaces hydraulic dampers entirely with electric motors. No fluid, no air pressure, just electric actuators responding directly to sensor inputs. And because electricity moves faster than hydraulics, infinitely faster, the suspension can adjust 1,000 times per second. Think about what that means in practice. As the car approaches a pothole, before the wheel even reaches it, the suspension has already begun compensating. In a hard corner, instead of the body rolling, the active system pushes down on the outside wheels and lifts the inside, keeping the cabin perfectly flat. Journalists who've driven it describe the sensation as magnetic levitation. It doesn't float, it glues. There's also a party trick that's become famous online. The car can raise and lower any individual corner independently and instantly. And in emergency situations, if a tire blows out at 75 miles per hour, the system instantly detects the change in drag and redistributes torque to the remaining three wheels. You don't spin out, you don't lose control, you just keep driving. This system exists. It's in a production car you can buy today, and most Western luxury automakers are still offering air suspension as their top tier. Interior. Step inside the Yangwang U7 and the conversation changes entirely. This is not a car interior. This is a private jet cabin designed by people who looked at the word excess and said, not enough. Center stage, a 12.8-inch cascading OLED touchscreen, not LCD, OLED, running on a 4-nanometer processor chip. Zero lag, zero stutter. When you drag a map or scroll a menu, it responds like a premium phone app. To the driver's left, a 23.6-inch digital instrument cluster, deeply recessed into the dashboard. To the passenger's right, an identical 23.6-inch display. 3 screens, a full command environment that wraps around you. There is no soft-touch plastic anywhere. Not hidden, not in corners, not under the armrests. Everything your hands can reach is either Napa leather, open-grain real wood, or brushed aluminum. The dashboard combines wood veneer with authentic metal accents. The air vents are motorized architectural pieces that retract when the car is off and open silently when you start it. The headliner is premium suede. The stitching on every surface is laser-guided. The driver's seat, 22-way power adjustment, heated, ventilated, and pneumatic multi-zone massage with dedicated air chambers for the lower back, mid-back, and shoulders. Engage sport mode, and lateral bolsters inflate automatically to brace your body through corners. The seat reacts to how you're driving. The head-up display projects the equivalent of a 70-inch screen onto the road ahead, but it's augmented reality. Directional arrows overlaid directly onto your lane, vehicles and blind spots highlighted with colored outlines, hazard warnings that appear to float on the actual road surface. You keep your eyes forward, the information comes to you. The rear seats are individual throne seats with dedicated 8-inch touchscreens, pneumatic massage, and over 6 feet of legroom. And built into the rear console is an actual compressor refrigerator capable of chilling to below freezing temperatures. Because this car, the full-length panoramic roof uses electrochromic glass. Press a button, and it goes from fully transparent to fully opaque instantly. The ambient lighting runs 64 colors, responds to music, and flashes red when a door opens towards oncoming traffic. This is ambient lighting that actually does something useful. Price reality check. After everything I've just described, the 1300 horsepower, the active electric suspension, the LiDAR suite, the 3-screen OLED cockpit, the AR heads-up display, the pneumatic massage seats, the compressor refrigerator, the 500-mile range, you're probably thinking, okay, so this is a $300,000 car. A Lucid Air Grand Touring starts around $140,000. A Porsche Taycan Turbo GT crosses $230,000. A fully loaded Mercedes Maybach S-Class approaches $250,000 and doesn't have half the technology in the U7. The Yangwang U7 starts at roughly $90,000 to $100,000 converted from Chinese pricing. $90,000. That's roughly the same price as a fully optioned BMW 5 Series, less than a base Tesla Model S Plaid, less than most people spend on a mid-trim pickup truck with a few packages added. At that price point, this car is not a disruption, it's a demolition. Now, the Yangwang U7 is currently not available in the United States. Tariffs, regulatory hurdles, and geopolitical trade barriers have kept Chinese vehicles out of the American market. But the cars are real. They're being produced, they're being delivered, they're being driven daily in markets that don't have those trade walls. And the engineers at BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, and yes, Tesla, they know exactly what this car is. They've seen the specs, they've watched the suspension videos, and they are working urgently on their response. Whether that response comes in time, that's the question the next decade will answer. If the Yangwang U7 were available in your country today at $90,000, would you buy it? Or does Made in China still make you hesitate? Drop your honest answer in the comments, because that gut reaction, that's exactly what legacy automakers are counting on, and it's fading fast. Hit like if this opened your eyes. Subscribe for the stories the mainstream auto media won't touch. I'm AK. Stay curious, stay truthful. See you in the next one.